frozen ones. They are both ugu leaf, that's the fluted pumpkin, and but frozen one. You can use your fresh one as well. And I've got some bell pepper, 2 red bell pepper and 1 yellow or orange bell pepper. Okay, and that will go for the 1 cup of the egusi and 1 cup of the granite as well before grinding. Right, so let's get cooking. Right, so to begin with, I'm gonna start by blending the peanut, which is the granite, the crayfish, the okmei, the locust beans. They're quite dry, the pepper, as well as the native spices, the oda and the oziza seed. Okay, I'm not blending those other ones, okay, but those ones are what I'm going to blend using the dry blender. And then for the fresh ones, I'll be blending the onions, the red bell pepper. Right, so the next thing I've started with is I decided to boil my meat and my stockfish. That's the stockfish in there. I'm using the Saladmaster 3 quarts to boil this a little bit. I've started with adding no water and wait for it to bubble. I'll put the lid on fully closed and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so here is the cooking meat and the stockfish. The next thing, I've added a little bit of about half cup of water, and I've washed the dry fish. So now I've properly washed the dry fish about 2-3 times with the warm water, and then I've added it as well and allow it to simmer. Wait for the valve to click just for a couple of minutes and then we can carry it. Right, also add the mushroom at this stage. If you're using the mushroom, remember the mushroom is optional. And then using your wooden spoon, not this, but I'm just trying to let them go down a little bit. Just give it a little stir and then put the lid on. Okay, so the next thing is to start blending the pepper. I actually started blending before I showed this, the fresh ones. I've got the bell peppers here, the onions, and then that's basically the fresh ones. Remember earlier on we blended the dry. Okay, so for today we'll be using the Saladmaster 4.5 Braiser Pan. Okay, that's the Saladmaster 4.5 Braiser Pan. It's actually not a very big soup. Remember, I've got the 16 quarts as well. Check some of my previous videos to see that one is like a whole kilo of rice. That can take a whole kilo of rice. But for today, it's just a little soup which I'm making. So I'll be using the 4.5 Braiser Pan. Now I've started by preheating it, and I've got my onions. I'll be frying some of the onions. Some of them I've blended. I've got 2 sliced in there, and I blended a few. So I preheated this. Do the water test, and then you can start frying. Alright, so I've started by frying the onions with no oil. Just preheat the whichever Saladmaster pan you want to use, how the cooking system you want to use. Do the water test by adding a drop of water, and then if it's bubbling, then it's ready to fry. So I've just dunked in my onions, and the next thing I will be doing is to fry my egusi in there as well. Just give it a little stir, then add your granite as well, the blended, because I blended the granite now. So just give it a little stir. At this point, remember also to cook at very low heat. Okay, I started with medium and then put it on low. Right, so the next thing is now to add my granite as well, the blended granite. That's the peanuts, and give it another stir. My meat, which is warming over there, it's due to take off. You can hear the clicking sound, so it's ready to go off now. So I'm just gonna turn off the burner. That's my meat cooking in here, so it's ready. The meat and the stockfish and the dry fish, as well as the mushroom, which I added lastly. So give this a little stir, and then we can allow it to cook before we add the blended pepper and onions, as well as the stock. And add 1 stock, like what you've seen in that. I've added 1 stock. Give it another proper stir, and then we can pull the lid on. Allow it to dry up a little bit, kind of frying, yeah. And then before we add the rest of the stuff, pull it close just for a little while and allow the bath. Right, so this one is warmed in here now a little bit. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get the blended stuff and then add them. Remember the blended pepper and the onions, which are earlier blended. That's the red bell pepper. If you have your Scotch bonnet pepper, you can use that as well. I didn't have that, that's why I used my other type of red pepper, but not the red bell pepper, that's the chili. So add this ones now. And remember, we're cooking with no oil, the Saladmaster way. So I've added this one, and then the next thing, give it a little stir. Always ensure you've got this corner very clean, okay? Right, so then the next thing, add your the pepper as well as the okmei, that's the locust beans, add the rest of your ingredients at this point, apart from your fresh green leaf. That's the ugu leaf. I'm adding the crayfish as well, the nesting. So apart from your ugu leaf and the fresh fish, I'll add the fresh fish, the smoked mackerel fish a little bit later, which is this one lastly. Also, I'm going to add the stock as well, the stock which was from the swallow. This time around I'm going to use chapatti flour, which is that one. You can use your wheat, your oatmeal, whatever, but I'm using the chapatti flour to make the swallow. Okay, it's going to be my chapatti fufu. Right, in here I've got my water. Okay, I'm doing this in Saladmaster 3/4. Allow your water to boil and then get your wooden stirrer. Get your flour, which is the chapatti one. You can use anyone, like I said, of your choice, whether the fufu or anyone of your choice. Okay, so I'm just going to pour it there and give it a stir. So there we go. Just add a little at a time. That should be fine. Meanwhile, don't forget to have some extra water, which just in case if you've got too much, you can use that as well. So give it a proper stir, just like that. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a little water using my Saladmaster kettle. Add just a little drop of water and then put the lid on, ensure the water gets to the bottom. You can partition it into about 4 different parts and then put it on low heat. Wait for the valve to click. Once the valve clicks, wait for this valve here to click. Once it clicks, then you're ready to mix it and serve. Right, so this valve is clicked now, so I'm just going to give it a stir. Look at that. So give it a proper stir, just like that. Okay, and right, so here's the final look. I'm now going to wrap it up nicely in round with a clean thing on small sizes. It's small size. So there you go. That's how you wrap it all nicely, and then you can serve. I'm going to serve those with the Egusi soup and granite soup. Right, so here's the final look of our granite stroke Egusi soup in Saladmaster with no oil. You can see how lovely it looks. So I'm just gonna serve this with the Chapatti FUFU, and now you can come and enjoy with us. And thank you. Catch you on the other end. Okay, so here is the final look of our Chapatti FUFU, which is going with the Egusi and granite soup. I actually made it in a very thick way, so if you want it a bit lighter, you can add more liquid as well, or more onions, but I like my soup very thick. So here it is here, and come and enjoy with us. And this is the Chapatti FUFU as well. You can see, very nice. Okay, if you've not tried this before, give that a try as well. Very nice. So enjoy with us, and thanks for watching.